Because fat and carb intakes are set based on caloric intake, we first need to figure out our cutting phase calorie target. Since you figured out your maintenance calories prior to taking this course, we'll need to deduct a certain number of calories from that in order to create the deficit. If you used the Calculating Your Calories course here in the vault, you know that Alberto Nunez recommends initiating a cut by dropping calories somewhere between 10 and 20%. Using that method, our male avatar with a maintenance average of about 3,000 calories would drop by 300 to 600 calories. That means his dieting calorie range would be 2,400 to 2,700 calories. If our female avatar with maintenance calories around 2,000 per day were to use this method, she would decrease by 200 to 400 calories per day. That would mean her dieting calorie range would be 1,600 to 1,800 calories per day. Alternatively, in the Muscle and Strength Pyramids, Eric Helms recommends creating a deficit that elicits a fat loss rate between 0.5 and 1% of your body weight per week. As discussed earlier, it's fine to go slower than this if time permits and/or we run the risk of hitting the recommended carb or fat minimums. But any faster than 1% of your body weight lost on average could run you the risk of muscle and strength loss, which we are trying to avoid. To implement this, we will use the 3,500 calorie rule, which is based on the fact that 1 pound, or about half a kilo of adipose tissue, contains approximately 3,500 calories. So if our 200-pound male wants to lose 0.5 to 1% of his body weight, that would be an average loss of 1 to 2 pounds per week, or about 0.5 to 0.9 kilograms per week. And that equates to an average deficit of approximately 3,500 or 7,000 calories per week. Divide that number into 7 days, and that would be an average deficit of 500 to 1,000 calories per day. And since his usual maintenance calories is around 3,000, this means his daily caloric average for starting his cut could be somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 calories per day. With our female avatar who weighs 140 pounds, losing 0.5 to 1% of her body weight would be 0.7 to 1.4 pounds per week, or about 0.3 to 0.6 kgs per week. That equates to an average deficit of approximately 2,450 to 4,900 calories per week. Divide that number into 7 days, and that would be an average deficit of 350 to 700 calories per day. And since her usual maintenance calories is around 2,000, this means that her daily caloric average for starting her cut would be somewhere between 1,300 and 1,650 calories per day. As you probably noticed, these two methods don't give you the exact same ranges, but they're pretty darn close. For our male using total calorie percentage drops, his cutting range is 2,400 to 2,700 calories per day. And using body weight percentage drops, his cutting range is 2,000 to 2,500 calories per day. For our female using total calorie percentage drops, her cutting range is 1,600 to 1,800 calories per day. And using body weight percentage drops, her cutting range is between 1,300 and 1,650 calories per day. Both of these methods are safe and both are based in sound logic, experience, and evidence. If this is your first time dieting and you'd like to ease into this process, or perhaps you don't have a strict timeline or don't want your energy levels affected too much, starting on the higher end of these caloric ranges for a less aggressive cut is probably ideal. If you're an experienced dieter starting a contest prep or mini cut and just want to get the job done, feel free to start on the lower end of the calorie ranges for a more aggressive drop in body weight, knowing this rate will slow down on its own as you become leaner. And of course, anywhere in the middle is a totally acceptable place to start. Whatever you choose, make sure to stick with it for at least 2 to 4 weeks before making any adjustments. It's better to give your body enough time to respond, even if it takes a while, than to keep changing plans every week and never getting the feedback you need to make educated decisions. For the rest of our example calculations, we'll go middle of the road and set our male's cutting calories at 2,400 per day and our female's cutting calories at 1,600 calories per day.